And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. Back the early kickoff. And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. Finesse like.
Yes, what's going on, people? Welcome to Never Back the Early Kickoff, episode 9, the podcast that keeps you one step ahead of the bookies while having a proper laugh doing it. No filters, no nonsense, just solid picks, proper chat, and a weekly reminder that backing the early kickoff does ruin lives. My name is Leon, and I have a sixth sense for picking players to be carded.
And I'm Josh, and I'm just even bigger loser than last week.
Oh, mate, so the losing run has continued then, I take it.
Oh, mate, since I won them two, a really big one and a really decent size one, I can't hit nothing. I cannot hit nothing. I'm like Ollie Watkins at the moment, mate. Shots, but not scoring. Nowhere near.
Just failing to register.
Mate, not getting a shot on target.
Oh, mate. Well,
that is a terror.
Yeah, that's far from ideal, that is, mate. When you just back to back, just not sort of landing, not delivering the goods, mate. It's not a good place to be.
Yeah, I know. You know when you're on a bad streak and then you get into that depressive stage, like, why am I even doing this? Do I even want to do this anymore?
Yeah. So you're at that questioning point, like, what am I even doing?
Yeah. And then I'll probably win one in 2 weeks. I'll just reel me straight back in again.
The funny thing is how things can just shift so quickly. Was it about 2 weeks ago, mate, when you were just here with the biggest grin on your head after landing $3,000? I've never seen you look so happy.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, it was literally like a $4,000 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then it just shows how things can just shift, mate. Like you have good runs, bad runs, but we're here to talk about it. So we'll come to the to your another week of losses shortly. But did you catch the football sort of over the weekend?
Oh, mate, Villa. Oh, come on, the Villa boys. Mate, where are Newcastle in the table? Fucking loser.
Oh, God. Did you see any of that game?
Why would I watch that shit for?
Oh, my God. It was...
Mate, what was it? 3-1 to Brentford?
Yeah, it was painful. And the worst thing is we just did the typical Newcastle thing of going 1-0 up and then just shit in the bed. It's 1-0 up, mate, and then we just collapsed. Dan Burn got sent off.
I was so happy when you go 2-1 down.
Why?
You've got our end of season bet. We're already starting to get momentum and get some steam ahead of you.
Oh, it's so frustrating because the Champions League we're doing so well. We're cruising in that. Like we've won 3 out of 4, cruising.
Yeah, you played no one really decent apart
in the
from
league.
you game lost.
It annoys me in the league because when we play the really good teams like your Arsenals, your Liverpools, we put up a really good effort and then just come up short. So Liverpool was a 96th minute goal when we had 10 men, we lost. Arsenal we were 1-0 up, letting 2 late goals again. And then when we're playing crap teams like West Ham and Brentford, we're going 1-0 up and then just rolling over. So we always score first and then we just roll over. It's getting to the point now where I'm a massive Eddie Howe fan and Eddie Howe I've got faith will turn it round. But if this run carries on in the league, mate, questions are going to have to start getting asked and answered because we can't be 14th in the league, 15th in the league. It's just not good enough.
I'm not actually sure, but actually you're doing shit, which is great, and I'm loving every second of it.
We'll turn it round, and we'll come up the table soon. But it's just frustrating.
Yeah, is it Eddie Howe's fault? Because the club are just a bit all over the place. I think it was Carragher was speaking about it on Sky Sports over the weekend. I watched it earlier. It was one of them just saying how Eddie Howe is a great manager and just has he come as far as he can go with Newcastle now?
I don't agree. I think Eddie Howe could do better in the league because you can't sit there and tell me with the players we've got that we should be getting beaten by West Ham and beaten by Brentford. It shouldn't be happening. Okay, Isaac got sold, but it's not like the club have said, you're not spending that money. He spent the Isaac money on Voltamada and on Elanga. Elanga can't even get in the team now. And obviously Voltamada's been good. He spent 40-odd million on Jacob Ramsey. He bought Malik Thiaw in. So it's to say Eddie Howe, is the club a shit show? A little bit, but we're still giving him big money to spend. So I think he needs to do better, man. That's my view. But he will. And we'll be up the table soon. So
then obviously the Villa boys turning over Bournemouth 4-0.
That was unexpected.
And guess who was in the centre of it again?
Are you gonna tell me Andre Onana was a Rolls Royce again?
Mate, you telling me he wasn't?
He played all right. I thought Morgan Rogers was good though.
Yeah, Morgan Rogers slowly looks like he's getting back to his best.
Yeah, I think Rogers was back. Rogers was back. Rogers was back.
To be honest, after the performance, I went down the game last week, and after that game against Tel Aviv, I was like, I can't see us beating anyone by a decent result because it was just the most boringest, deadest game in the world. That was. If I weren't there, I would have just turned it off because it was just diabolical, that game. But then we turned up with an unbelievable performance on Sunday, so got to take the rough with the smooth.
You're literally doing the opposite to us. We're like performing amazing in Europe and just smashing everyone, and then it comes to the league and we're just not doing it. So, but like the Premier League's a marathon, not a sprint. So we'll see what's all said and done come May time. So I'm not too worried. I think we'll turn it around. Did you see the Man City Liverpool game? Yeah, that was a big game over the weekend. Did you watch that?
That was a big game. City. I had a feeling City were going to win that. Liverpool just don't look at the race at the minute. I don't know what's going on. And did you see City's goal where every player on the pitch touched it? And it was like playing out from the back. Every player on the pitch touched it, apart from the goalkeeper, I think. And then obviously went to Haaland's goal. Liverpool just look like they're lacking something at the minute. I just don't know. What's happened. I know they were struggling at the start of the season and scoring late, but to see, it's just like almost like they just fell from grace.
I know what's happening with Liverpool, mate. Well, I've got my opinion on what's happening with them anyway. I think they've got Salah, who is, if he's not scoring every game, he's a passenger.
Yeah. And
now they've got Florian Wirtz, who to me just doesn't look cut out to be a Premier League player at the moment.
It's still early. But I think also the price tag of 100 and odd million, was it 116 or something million? It's just
but
that doesn't ever help matters.
Yeah, but what you've got to look at is you've gone from when Liverpool have been good on that left wing, they had Sadio Mane, who's aggressive, pressive,
just dynamic,
and then they had Luis Diaz, who's literally probably as close to Mane as you're going to get in terms of pressing, aggressive.
Oh, did you see his goal on the weekend as well, Diaz?
Nice. I did. But you can't go from a Mane type to a Diaz type to then a Wirtz.
Like it's a different position though, isn't it? Because obviously Gakpo's a winger.
But Gakpo's not like a Diaz or a Mane. Gakpo's too nice.
Yeah, like he's not going to harry you and chase you down.
That's what I mean. And even like Darwin Núñez, for all his faults, and he's had plenty of faults, you know he's going to run around and put an effort in and press and run around like a madman. But now Salah, so that's why Salah could get away with being a passenger on the right, because they had other forwards who do his running and pressing. Now, teams can, like the goal was a perfect example. They were in the corner flag on Salah's side. To get out of there, to get through the midfield and to get a goal from that is because Liverpool's pressing was crap.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
I just don't know how they're going to solve the problem, because you've got to play Wirtz and you've got to think Isak. Isak's a lazy player as well. So I don't know how you're going to fit Salah, Isak and Wirtz in. I don't see how that works. I think they're banging trouble, I do.
Yeah. And then obviously you got the midfield three are still dog-like. Mac Allister, Gravenberch are still kind of tenacious.
And Szoboszlai. Like he puts it about as well. But I think just...
But then he's right back half the time, so... Yeah. He's right back half the time, and then Wirtz goes in the can. That's what I mean. Like when Wirtz goes in the can, then it doesn't improve.
No, because he can't do that pressing. He's too lightweight. So I think Liverpool are going to really struggle. And like they did well against Madrid in the week. Got a great result against Madrid, but it's different in the Champions League. Like when you're in the Premier League, it's 100 miles an hour, physical, long throws, set pieces. And I just think Liverpool now are just... I don't know how he's going to solve that problem. But
no.
Guess what? That's why
he gets paid the big bucks for it.
Not my problem to solve, so good luck again, Arnie, with that. The other thing I just wanted to ask you about in terms of Prem, Arsenal conceded 2.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
I
don't think I could deal with another week of Arsenal fans not conceding the shot. I was so happy when I seen that 2-2. I didn't watch the game, but I was so happy when I seen it.
Do you know when you see results? I didn't watch the game, but when they went 1-0 down and at half time, I thought, do you know what? If they turn this round, this is the sort of game when you look back in May and think, these are the sort of games that have won us the title. When it's not gone our way, we're against it and we turn it round. And when they went 2-1 up, I thought, oh yeah, this is an indicator that they're not messing around now. Like they're going to win the league. But then when like Brugge scored that, I think it was like 92nd or 93rd minute, I was just like, get in there. Like I was like, that's thank goodness for that. Like, Because I don't want one team to run away with the title. I want it to be like competitive. So I think now at least we've got what looks to me like a bit of a two-horse race between Arsenal and City.
Oh, mate, did you see Spurs being Spursy again? Mate, they are a joke of a club, they are. They are absolute joke.
I just don't... I think Spurs and Man U, like, are just at the minute, are just like two of the most unpredictable teams. Like, that game on Saturday, I just had no idea. You could have said Spurs will win, Man U will win, or it'll be a draw, and I wouldn't have been surprised with anything at all.
Yeah, it's just... But Spurs are just a case that just needs to be studied, like, by someone that's a lot smarter than us, because they are just a joke. Like, I don't understand how they do it so often. They go up in a game and then lose with the last kick of the game, like, every time.
Yeah, and do you know what's really funny about that? Yeah, mate, Richarlison's hilarious, because I was reading somewhere that, I mean, firstly, the fact that he scores, takes his top off, and then United get on the other end and score to equalise is hilarious. The other thing that made me laugh was, I read somewhere that it's the second time he's done it.
No,
So
I think there's more times he's done it, because I'm sure there's times where he's done that, took his top off, done his little chicken dance, and then the goal's been disallowed.
no, that might have I've not heard of that one, but there was another game where he'd scored, took his top off,
Thought he scored the winner.
and then the other team went down the other end and scored again. So
I've
moral of
definitely
the
seen that
story,
before.
moral of the story, Richarlison, when you score a late goal, mate, keep your top on. Stop jinxing your teams.
Oh, mate. And then onto his tattoo on his back.
Did you see the one where he got of Neymar, and Neymar told him to get rid of it?
Yeah, the tattoo on his back, it's wild, isn't it?
Has he still got it, or did he get rid of it?
Actually, you can't just get rid of a tattoo like that, no?
Of course, you can get rid of tattoos. Neymar told him to get rid of it,
I know.
which is hilarious. But mate, he's a joker, Richarlison. In fact, one of the things I need to keep an eye on actually is if Spurs are in a big game and there's like 2 minutes to go, maybe a Richarlison to score next, Richarlison yellow, mate. That might be something to keep an eye on.
It probably comes in once a season. It's probably not even worth betting on every week.
Well, not every game, but only a big game. Like, obviously not if they're bloody playing like Wolves at home or something. Well, then again, Paulini...
Every game's a big game for Spurs.
Paulini scored past Wolves and took his top off for a 2-2 draw, which was hilarious. These Spurs players...
I forgot about that.
Remember that?
This is why they're embarrassing. They're just an embarrassment.
Yeah, mate, they need
I forgot about that. I watched that and I was like, why has he took his top off? You just scored against bottom of the league and it's 2-2. You're not even winning the game. If you win the game, I could say I could half understand.
Yeah.
But not to draw against bottom of the league.
So funny. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I agree, mate. Spurs definitely need to be studied, mate. Hilarious.
Right. Yeah, they just love it, don't they? They just love failing. So funny.
Okay, so right at the start of the episode, mate, you said that it's not been the greatest week for you again. So you've had back-to-back stinkers. So I'm going to hand the floor to you, mate, because I want to hear all about it. I want to be there to support you through it. So talk to me. What's happened?
Wow. Where do I start?
Take me back to the Champions League or the Europa League last week. I want to go all the way through
the Champions League. Do you know what? I can't. It is really frustrating. I didn't see it coming. Barca, Brugge. That's what I mean, mate. It's been a long week. It's been a really long week. So to be honest, I'm probably go as far as probably saying it probably was like 95% of people thought that'd be a walkover for Barcelona. Myself being one of them.
Yeah.
But I've watched most of the game, and do you know what? Hats off to Brugge, because they just absolutely smashed it, and Barcelona absolutely got away with not losing that game. Absolutely, like Szczesny, absolute fucked up, and the ref just goes, "Oh, you know what? You're Barcelona. We're going to do you a favour here." He lost the ball, and he just stuck his leg out, so he got kicked, and that was it. 4-3, and they got a penalty, Vardoff as well.
No,
but Brugge were just slaying Barca. They just tried to turn it into the Yamal show, and then it was just didn't have no tactic. It was just get the ball to him, and hopefully he'll create something.
Because last week when we spoke about the ban list, I told you Barca without Yamal are on my ban list. Obviously Yamal played, and that's what I'm saying. But what I don't like about Barca, and I didn't watch the game against Brugge, were they playing that stupid high line where they just try and play everyone offside? and they just keep getting played for it.
Oh, mate, the geezer up front was having a field day. He was just going through it like at will.
It's too risky that, like, it happened against, they played Start of Ego the other day and they're letting another 2. Like, they keep trying to play offside on the halfway line. So if a player times it right, they get in every time. It's risky behaviour.
Yeah, Bruges deserved to win that game. But like literally, they had never had any tactics. It was literally just get the ball to your man and hopefully he does something. It was literally the last 10 minutes of the game. It was just get the ball, pass it to him, and he created something. They scored an own goal, which was from one of his crosses. But like, that was just like.
But this is why I don't rate Barca at the moment, because you're saying they will play, get the ball to Yamal, but I'm like, who else are you going to give the ball to? Because Pedri weren't playing. You can't trust. And he was Ferran Torres up front again.
Well, Leb, come on.
Yeah, but Ferran Torres played most of the game. He's not going to do anything. Rashford's hit and miss. So it's like, if Lamel's not on.
No, but I'm saying, but it wasn't even like Eddie tried to let's try and play it around or creating a style of football. It was just pass the ball as quickly as you can to your man and just hopefully he'll do something.
Yeah, it's like how Villa used to be Grealish. Just give it to Grealish.
It was literally give the ball to Grealish.
Get out the way.
So that was Wednesday. That one, it was annoying and frustrating because that was like I was in a good part of my acca for last week as well. Then how
many did you want? How many green ticks? How many wins were you in?
I had a tenfold, and they were the 15. So I was like, that was my halfway point, and that was my only team on Wednesday for the Champions League, and then my other 5 were on Thursday. So that takes me to Thursday. So obviously my acca went down, started again, and then AEK Shamrock Rovers.
Oh my god! And you said
1 to 10.
You said last week there's no team from Ireland going to Greece and getting a result. That's not happening.
It shouldn't have happened. They were 1 to fucking 10. Literally, the only reason I had them was to get the extra boost on the insurance on the boost on Bet365. Give me a 1 to 10, and I'll put on 5% for you. Sound happy days. I'll give you that 1 to 10. Like I don't understand how a team would be going to Greece from Ireland and getting and I think they drew in the end. I think they drew late on in the end.
What were the stats saying? Was it like an absolute battering, or was it like surprisingly competitive?
I can't even remember off the top of my head. 1 second, let me get it up.
What are the stats? I need to know.
Because like it was just an absolute joke though. Like I just didn't understand how that was even happening. Alright, so Europa League. Let's go on to Europa League.
Oh my! I've just pulled the stats up.
You got the stats.
Mate, I've got them in front of me. Do you want to hear it? So, expected goals for AEK 3.7.
3.7?
Yeah, 3.7. Ball possession at 80% possession compared to 20. So the score was 1-1. So AEK had 30 shots, 8 on target, 4 big chances, 10 corners. Shamrock Rovers, who scored a goal, had 1 shot on target, 1 shot in the whole game, 1 chance and scored. Oh my goodness me, that's hilarious. That's so funny.
Oh, and it was a penalty.
Was it a pen?
Yeah.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is absolute brilliant.
He just reminds me of that game with Celtic Barcelona. That 1 year where it was like Wanyama, I can't remember who I scored, but it was 2-1, and it was like Celtic had possession for like 18% of the game or something, but like 13% was like goal kicks or something like that.
That is painful.
So,
that is painful.
So, yeah, like I said, a team shouldn't be going from Ireland to Greece and winning, and they shouldn't have done. 1 to 10 though.
The stats reflect that. 30 shots.
I don't think I've ever seen a 3.7 XG.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So
was that like was that the start of a new acca, that one?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, all I had was on my other acca. The other teams that let me down was Barca and AEK, because then all my other teams come in on my acca.
Oh.
And that's what I mean. 2 absolute stinky festive games.
Painful.
So then also on Thursday night, like I said, went down to Villa. Fucking geezer for Tel Aviv. Madman, his name is.
What's his
7
name?
fouls.
Madman?
Madman.
What a name, Madman. What a madman.
I think it's Elon Madman.
Yeah.
7 fouls. And
Oh, yeah, another one of them.
I put him on to get booked later in the game. Because I was watching it there. I was like, okay, there weren't any like outrageous, but like you said, like 7 fouls is just an absolute joke. And another one. It's like DJ Khaled, another one.
Man,
And then
it's honestly, it does make you think like sometimes you think what somebody got to do to get a yellow card here. Like seven fouls is a joke, especially as an away player as well. Like that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was just absolute, just frustrating as anything. And what made it worse was was a dread game as well. It was bleak.
Yeah.
But like, 7 fouls is absolutely wild, isn't it?
Yeah. I've always said it, man. Like a player for me shouldn't be allowed to do. I think it should be 1, 2, 3 is your last warning, and then 4 or more you need to be getting in the book. For me. Yeah,
I think getting to 4. I think even 3. If the 3 really soft ones, your 4th one should be a booking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think once you're getting into the territory of 5+, it's like, come on, ref, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you playing at? So then, that was another shit show. So then moving on to Saturday. Bayern Munich.
Oh my.
Bayern Munich have won like 16 out of 16 games or something stupid like that.
Yeah, but at some point they're not going to win.
I know.
Like 50 games all season, are they?
I don't care. But again, Union Berlin are not the team that you expect them to lose to.
No, they're not.
Like go draw with. No, don't lose to Drew obviously, but it's like a really late goal from Hurricane Harry. But it was just like you had 10 men against PSG and you still managed to get the result. Like, Union Berlin. I know you're away from home, but yeah, I had a couple of other teams let me down. To be fair, I did have Arsenal. Arsenal was I thought would be a risky one because I thought Sunderland was just flying. Blackpool, Cardiff, that one as well. That one hurt because like Cardiff are flying. Cardiff are like one of my teams I have like nearly every week, and they just seem to fly. And then I think they were like 3-0 down early doors in that game. And then this is the worst one. This is the worst one. So do you remember our conversation last week?
About
what did I say was one of the things that's on my ban list?
You said top v bottom. Top
in
v
an obscure
bottom,
league.
Top v bottom in obscure leagues when the top team are away from home.
Yeah. So what did I pick?
No, you did not, did you?
I absolutely did. Right. I'm just going to like replay some things to you. So it's a Swiss Challenge League. So it's a second division in Switzerland. So probably as obscure as they come, right?
Yeah.
Well, probably not the most obscure. So just to set the scene, right? It's a team called Bellinzona. Before the game, they had 4 points, right?
How many games?
13 games.
Yeah.
4 points, 13 games.
Yeah.
I can't even. Last time they won a game in the league was in May.
Oh.
Okay.
We're looking 6 months.
Well, pretty much. Basically, the 4 points this year have come from draws.
Yeah, but they haven't won a game in 6 months.
No, they've won a game in the cup. One game in the cup. But again, the team that beat in the cup, I don't even know what league they're in. I can't even find what league they're in. Well, it doesn't even tell me. Right. Yeah, literally, all I can see is that they're played in the Swiss Cup. So it doesn't even tell you what league. It doesn't even tell you where the league fixtures are. It just says they played that one game in the cup. That's how poor this team is.
Yeah,
right?
so they're basically beating a Swiss pub team, aren't they?
Yeah, basically. So the team, I don't know how you pronounce them, Aarau or something like that. It's Aarau. They're top of the league, right?
Yeah. How many points?
How many points is it? They are. Where's it just gone now? They have got 33 points before the game, 33 points out of 12 games. So that's out of 36 possible.
Wow.
So they've won it. So they won 11, lost 1 so far this season, away from home.
Yeah.
So they went 3-0 down in the first half. Oh no, 4-0 down in the first half. Sorry.
Oh, right. So
the game ended up finishing. So bottom of the league, Bellinzona, who haven't won a game in 6 months in the league, who've got 4 points from 4 draws, beat top of the league, who have won 11 and lost 1 so far this season. And they didn't even beat them like a 1-0 stinkfest. 5-1.
Oh my God. England v Germany score 5-1. Oh my Lord.
So, like, I don't even know what to say.
How did you? Do you know what I can imagine as well? I can imagine because you said it was like 4-0 at half time or something. I could imagine when the first one went in, you thought, "Oh, do you know what?
It's all right. It's all right. Come on, it's all right."
Right. Then I could imagine the second one went in, and you thought, "That's not ideal," but you know, the other team will get one back.
Something.
Yeah, the other team will come back in. So they're going to win still, but it's going to be like a bit touch and go.
Yeah, like Celtic. Like Celtic do every week.
Yeah.
Celtic go 1-0 down, 2-0 down. You go, okay, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 8-0. Yes.
I'd love to have seen your head when it went to like 4-0. What you were thinking? I'd love to have had a camera on your head at 4-0.
I was sat in the Wetherspoons, and I was like, someone get me a shot because my head is in the bin.
Oh,
I literally had to have a fucking shot because my head just completely fell off.
That's painful, man.
And the worst thing about it, do you want to hear what's even worse? Because my teams had gone down at 3 o'clock, I put another one on because that was a later kickoff. And that was just the first team on the next tackle that let me down.
Oh, no, she went back in.
I went chasing.
That's like rule 101 of betting. Do not chase losses. Do not chase
Then
losses.
I was still confident all my evening teams. And that was at the... I was like, I know I say I hate top versus bottom away from home. I know I say that. But not winning the game in 6 months compared to someone who's just won 11 out of 12.
Can I ask you a question?
Do I want to say yes?
No, I just want to ask you a question.
What?
Why did we bother doing a banned list last week if the next week you were just going to proceed to do something on your banned list? Let that be a lesson.
No.
Let that be a lesson. Just wasted my time last week on that.
But I don't care about the ban list. If you see a team that's have won 11 out of 12 games versus a team that haven't won in 6 months, don't care about the ban list. I'm still backing them.
Oh, well, you live and you learn, don't you? You live and you learn.
And then, yeah, I've had a couple of other stinkers. Sunday was an absolute stink fest. Oh, actually, no, on Saturday, you probably had the same thing. Tete, Grealish. I put Tete in at half time.
Oh, I've got a story.
And then I had a Sessegnon to do a foul against Ndai for Everton in the first half. That was the only thing that let me down on another acca of like first half fouls for the 3 o'clock kickoffs. And then Sunday was just a shit show. Ludogorets in Bulgaria. I've not bet on them for ages. They're usually really consistent, and they lost 3-2 to somebody crap. They just smashed the league by about 30 points every year. Madrid obviously went down again. As they drew 0-0. And then fucking Go Ahead Eagles done me again, didn't they? They beat Feyenoord.
Go Ahead Eagles again. Go on the Go Ahead Eagles.
I thought you'd like that one.
That's brilliant. God, Go Ahead Eagles. I'm going to have to buy Go Ahead Eagles top, mate. I'm going to be my second team now. Go on the boys.
So yeah, do you want to talk us through your weekend? Because can you get worse than mine?
Oh, mine's not worse than yours. No, by no stretch of the imagination. My week was conflicted. So it started off bad, and then it ended up very, very good. So I'll walk you through it. So do you remember last week, again, bring us back to the Villa Tel Aviv game. I mentioned Sissoko.
I forgot. That one done me as well.
How did it do you? You got booked?
No, because I had him to do first half foul, 2 fouls in the game and get booked.
So he just done one foul?
He had done one foul.
Yeah, well, with the Villa Tel Aviv game, obviously that's Sissoko. I said last week, he's the one player I'm most confident on. So 2 weeks back it was Maffeo, that come in. Last week it was Sissoko. So I put him on first player carded. So I thought, right, I don't see anyone else getting booked. I think it's going to be Sissoko all day long against Morgan Rogers. The yellow card notification flashes up. I'm thinking, right, who's this? And then it was some player that I'd never heard of before. I think it was somebody called, was his name Noy?
Yeah, no, he got booked first.
Noy, I think his name was.
Yeah, he got booked first.
And that really annoyed me. And then what I did then was, I went and looked at the stats, because I weren't watching it. I went and looked at the stats of the game and saw, like, it seemed like a bit of a dead game.
No, it was dead.
There didn't seem too many fouls going on. And then I just thought, he's going to get booked. But I thought, do you know what? I'll give it till half time. I'll check the stats at half time and then I'll assess then and have a look. Then another yellow card for Tel Aviv, and it was definitely Sissoko. So that wound me up because I thought I was going to check at half time and then was strongly going to consider backing him. Being all week, I said he's going in. So that was a bit annoying. That was on Thursday. Then sort of fast forward to the weekend. You mentioned it before, Grealish v Tete. Obviously, we know they've got history. Jack Grealish loves getting right backs booked, especially at Everton's new ground, Hill Dickinson Stadium. So I thought, right, all the conditions are met here. Grealish is going to get this kid booked. I was that confident in the early kickoffs. I covered Paulinho to get a yellow after he'd done an early foul. And I thought, him against Cunha, why not? I had somebody called Ibu Adams for Derby. Ibu Adams is an absolute beauty. He got subbed on and he loves getting booked as well. So I had Ibu Adams, I had Paulinho at the 12:30s, and then I had Tete at the 3 o'clocks. So Paulinho went in, Ibu Adams went in the 87th minute. So I'm sat there just needing Kenny Tete for it was like 800 quid. In my head, I'm like, this is 100% coming in. I think my cash out was about 284 before the game kicks off, and I thought,
nice.
No chance I'm taking that. No chance.
Yeah, exactly. He'd done 2 fouls at half time anyway.
Yeah, so that was it. So again, I was out and about, so I didn't watch the game, but he'd done a foul, I think, after about 10 minutes or something when I checked the stats. 1 foul. Then he'd done another one, and I was just like, well, this is just a matter of time now. Did he get booked in the 90 minutes?
Right, I was there with you.
Did he balls? So that really wound me up because I thought, right, I was almost in my head thinking that's in, that is. So that was annoying.
I put him on at half time to get booked. When I sent this in 2-0, I was like, 2 fouls. I was like, okay, sound. Yeah. 2 fouls, Grealish is on it. Let's go.
Yeah, I was dead confident on that. So that was a bit of a kick in the nuts. And there weren't too many Prem games on the Saturday. I think there was only like 3 games. The early kick-off and then 2 on Saturday.
And then it was a 2 later because then it was Arsenal and Wolves. Arsenal and Chelsea Wolves.
And then Chelsea Wolves, weren't there? So I didn't really fancy too much of a dabble in those games. Which is annoying because when I look at who got booked, Mandava got booked against Saka. Predictable.
Shock.
And then Moises got booked as well. Again, he's always one to keep an eye on Moises. But anyway, so moving on to Sunday. Sunday again started horribly for me. So I said last week as well, the Villa-Bournemouth game is going to be littered with cards. And after 45 minutes, I thought, well, this prediction's coming true. There were 4 cards in the first half. I was thinking, brilliant. But I obviously went for Tyler Adams and Andre Onana.
I had Tyler Adams. I had Tyler Adams on at half time as well. I put him on at half time.
So Tyler Adams ended up on 3 fouls. His 3rd foul, the ref literally pulled him to the side and was like, 1 more and you're going in. And I was thinking, ref, you booked... Because I think what happened is the ref's booked 4 players in the first half, shit himself that he's like, I'm pulling out too many yellows. And then he let Tyler Adams get away with 2 fouls right at the start of the second half. And I was thinking, what's going on here? The Tyler Adams didn't get a yellow. And then Onana, he ended up on 3 fouls. He didn't get a yellow. So that pissed me off, to be honest with you. Because, like I say, 4 bookings in the first half and neither of those 2 went in. And then also my picks for the Leeds, again, got those completely wrong. I said Bijou would get booked, nothing. And I said Dominguez would get booked, nothing, not a peep. So it was looking like a horrible Sunday. But I want to do a shout out to somebody called Ryan in our comments on our TikTok, mate. Because Ryan was the catalyst for change. Because he drops a comment in on TikTok and said, who do you fancy for the Liverpool City game? And I didn't fancy the Liverpool City game at first because I thought, it's just going to be one of those Sunday games in the Prem where both teams don't want to lose and nothing happens. But I looked at lineups and there was a few players in there that I quite liked. Obviously, Bradley against Doku's always a great shout. And then I saw Nico was playing for City and Mac Allister was playing and Bernardo. I saw a few players here. Started looking at the odds and that, and Conor Bradley, Nico Gonzalez, and Alexis Mac Allister were 40-1. And I thought, do you know what? I could absolutely see all three of those. I even fancied Bernardo Silva as well. But I thought, out of the four players, the three that I really most fancy are 40-1. Like, I'm having a piece of that. And then, I was blessed, mate, because all three of those definitely went in. So it was, Nico went in for a stupid pullback for no reason.
Yeah, that was early doors, that was.
Yeah, Alexis kicked someone on a counter-attack. And then it was just Conor Bradley then. And then the way Doku was playing, I thought this is just a matter of time because Doku was cooking on Sunday.
Yeah, he was cooking.
And then it just landed, mate. Doku went on a little mazy run, and then Bradley smashed him off the ball. So I think that came in by like 60 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So that literally was a substantial win for me, that one. So that one made me a happy camper. So all in all, mate, it ended up being a really good end to my week. I'm not going to waste any time going on to accas because I had a couple of those. I don't know why I bother with accas, mate, because they just fell flat on the face. Waste the time. Had an acca just for the Sunday. It was like a tenfold, and I think I got 6 wrong. So, like I said, mate, I need to just stay away from accas.
Yeah, the results on Sunday, some of the results this weekend were just a mess.
Well, but it made.
They just don't make sense.
No, but what I try and look at everything with a bit of a positive lens, mate. At least the good thing is, a lot of strong teams didn't win ahead of the international break. So that means when they come back, they're going to want to get back on it. So at least a lot of good teams all messed up on the same week. So,
yeah, and then does that mean it'll be BAU as soon as everyone's back now?
It'll be what, sorry?
Business as usual as soon as everyone's back.
Yeah. So, and those teams that didn't win, i.e. your Madrids, i.e. your Bayerns, will want to get straight back to business, like you said. So it'll be... Yeah. It should be back to normal. And
Joe, what I'm hoping, I don't know the fixtures yet, but I'm hoping Newcastle at the 12:30 on the Saturday, just for the annoying Brazilians not being back.
Oh, do you know we've got on our first game back? It might be early. We've got Man City.
I hope that's the 12:30. You Brazilians not being back properly, and then another loss.
Mate, we've got City at St James's. So do you know what will happen there? We'll play really well. We'll go 1-0 up, and then we'll end up losing 2-1. So, oh well.
That is funny. Oh no, it's Burnley Chelsea 12:30. I've already looked.
Oh well, we'll still.
You've been saved. Use of the R5.
That's what's going to happen. We'll go 1-0 up, and then we'll end up losing 2 or 3-1. You heard it here first.
So obviously we've discussed last week. What are you looking at moving forward? Because it's international break. It's usually a pile of shit. But there'll be a couple of games, but I think there's a lot of friendlies, isn't there? Or a lot of dead meat games.
Yeah, I mean, I always find the international breaks a little bit of a tricky time to navigate. I think for me, it's about looking at what games there's something on in the qualifiers versus actually thinking about players and teams. So it's more about, is there anything on the line versus the actual team. So you can have a team full of dirty players, but if they already can't possibly qualify, then there's nothing on the game, it don't matter. So what I'm going to do this week is I've identified a few games where there's something on them, and then I'm going to wait for lineups, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a decision to make. So keep an eye out on our socials, because I'll be posting some videos across the week on the key games where I think there could be potential for bookings. I'll just need to check the refs, how many cards the refs dish, who's playing against each other, what who I really think is likely to go in. But the games that I've picked that I think have something on them that might be worth looking at are on Thursday, Republic of Ireland play Portugal. And basically, if the Republic of Ireland don't win, then they can't possibly qualify. So that for them is like everything. I think they're going to get beaten comfortably by Portugal, but they'll probably lose the Reds. When they go 1 or 2-0 down, they'll probably lose the Reds and just start taking silly yellows.
Well, I guess it all depends on what happens with Hungary, Armenia, doesn't it?
Well, no.
If they can get that second place.
No, because Ireland have to win to catch up with second place.
They're already 1 point behind.
But who are second place playing?
Hungary, well, it'll be Hungary, Armenia, won't it?
Hungary will likely beat Armenia, or at least get a point. So they're going to have to get something against Portugal. So that game might be worth it. I'm just thinking of the likes of Jason Malumbi. He's all like people like that, where if it's not going their way, could easily get a booking.
But then on is it Sunday the 16th? That's Hungary Ireland. So depending on how the results go on
I've got Hungary Ireland. Yeah, I'm working for each game.
That'd be a big game. That will.
So Friday, Poland v Netherlands. That's first v second. Obviously, you want to be finishing first because you get automatic. Second means you have to qualify. Most countries ain't going to want to have to play a difficult qualifying game. So Poland Netherlands is another one to keep an eye on. Northern Ireland v Slovakia. So that's second v third in the group. That's on Friday as well. So again, both of those teams will be wanting to get a result. On Sunday, like you just mentioned there, Hungary versus Ireland on Sunday. That'll be a big game. There could be, massive implications on that one. Monday, the key game I picked out is Germany v Slovakia. Again, Germany have been really... I know that Germany is still going to qualify, but Germany have really struggled this qualification campaign.
Yeah, not been great.
No, so them v Slovakia is a bit of is a massive game. And then Tuesday, there could be two games on Tuesday that are absolutely huge, because Tuesday will be the second round of games. So over the weekend, it's the first game. Tuesday will be the last game of the whole qualification. So that'll be like whether the teams that have to win, otherwise you're done. So Scotland v Denmark is looking like it's going to be a straight shootout for whoever will finish first and second in that group. So that one could be massive. And then Wales v Macedonia, I predict, is going to be a shootout for who's going to finish second place behind Belgium. So again, but I know that's a lot of games I've mentioned, but for all of the main games, I'll be doing a separate post just with the players to keep an eye out on. Because it's too early now to be talking individual players.
You need to wait for lineups and see who's playing.
Absolutely. So that's where my head's at. What about you? Because I know sometimes in the international break, sometimes you have a little dabble in the obscure leagues.
Yeah, I think this week.
Also, we've got League 1 and League 2 on the Saturday. So what are you thinking?
Yeah, I've identified a couple of teams early doors. Like I think Warsaw will win in League 1. But I think if there's going to be any real value, it's going to be obscure leagues. Or I think I might do a roller. So I like to roll in the international break, because I need to wait for lineups to come out. So I know last international break I got from a tenner up to 700 quid from doing a roller. So I think I'm going to do the same again, and then maybe just chuck in some obscure leagues. Cause I know, like in Spanish second division, Racing Santander at the top of the league, they're playing someone kind of near the bottom. They're at home as well this time. So yeah, I'm going to just probably do some posts and probably do a roller, which I'll obviously be posting all over TikTok. So yeah, I think it's hard. It's really hard with internationals because you get shit odds, and you might get a shit team put out. So it's not even worth doing like a massive fold, because you don't really get the best odds. So it's pointless. Like even like when you won that one before, it was across the international break, and you had about 10 teams. You probably boosted it by probably like evens, double 2-1. Like, so it's pointless. So you need to try and find the hidden value. So that's what I'll be doing. So I'll be posting everything on TikTok.
Yeah, sound. Yeah, but it can always be good to sort of add international teams on to help build that bonus, because that's what I did for my one. I just banged a few international teams on there. If you put like 5 or 6 teams on, it can put
you get an extra 5% for each one, basically, don't you?
So you can really pad it out to get a real good boost. But the only obviously drawback to that is there's always that chance of what happened to you, where you put on a 1 to 10 for the boost, and then like it's just one of those 1 in a million games where the team just can't score.
Yeah,
there's always that risk. But I think the main takeaway is that we'll both sort of be posting across socials. You're going to be posting your picks for like rollers and what teams to focus on, and I'll be doing the same for the games where I think there's something on it, where players, I think there's a chance they might be getting carded as well.
As usual, guys, we're doing a topic, and this week's topic is international break. The break, not like the competitions, the worst time to bet. What are your thoughts?
Oh, is it the worst time to bet? I don't know if I'd say it's the worst time to bet, because I can think of other times. Like, I don't like betting right at the start of the season, before like new signings have got to bed in, and before you get a real good feel of what teams are going to do well. And then I also think end of season, when it's a bit dead and there's loads of teams that haven't got nothing to play, I quite think that can be a bad time to bet. But I'd definitely say betting on the international break, it's not ideal. It's not ideal because I think there's a few things that are sort of you have to just be mindful of. Like one, the majority of teams that are playing, there's often games where they're way better than the opposition.
Yeah,
So you'll get
the odds are crap.
So you'll get games where the odds are absolutely terrible, like absolutely terrible, where it's almost like it's pointless putting them on. Like we've just said, it's pointless putting them on unless you get the bonus.
But then, why I find it is then where I can counteract that is like even if it's like his crap odds. So when these like nations, like for example Norway, who they've got like obviously two main players, obviously Odegaard's injured, isn't it? So for example they've got Haaland and that's like their main player. They've got a couple of half decent players, but he's their main player. Like he might play in the first game and just miss the second game, and you won't know that until the day. Or like you'll put it on earlier in the week and he'll miss the first game and just play in the second one because that means a little bit more. But you don't actually know these things until the day or until now before the game. But if you've got an acca on, like it just completely can just really fuck up your acca.
Yeah, and that's a good point. It's like I say, there are some countries that have really loaded squads and like have a really good bunch of players, and there are others that, like I say, are very reliant on one player. I'm thinking of like another example was like say Gareth Bale back in the day for Wales. Like there are certain teams that like have one or two players who literally carry the nation on their back, and if they have an off day or they get injured, or like you said they've got an agreement where they're only going to play the one game, you know, then them not playing just makes a massive difference.
Yeah, like for example, like someone like Seska, like even though he's not the biggest world beater, but he's the biggest star for his country. And like Zlatan used to be the same. Like Gareth Bale and Ramsey was like, if one of them two was out, like, or one of them two was out, well, especially Gareth Bale, like Haaland and Odegaard, like there's loads of nations that have just got kind of one player and they're just like sometimes just dive out of one of the games, and or if they get injured in the first game, like, and you already put it on early doors, especially on an acca anyway.
Definitely. I mean, I think like for accas, I would say it's a really bad time. Like not an ideal time to bet. Like for the reasons you've laid out before, lack of value, too much reliant on certain players who might not be playing in games. But I think for sort of cards and bookings, it can be worth it. It can be worth it. It can be worth it. Like we say, when there's like it's a competitive game with something on it.
Yeah, but then what about like doing the other half of the games where like, or it might be one game is a qualifier, the other half is a friendly. It's like pointless.
I don't bother with friendlies. Like friendlies for me I just discount friendlies. I just don't. You could have anyone playing in a friendly. I'm never going to have a friendly because I just think it's just pointless. Like But when it's like qualifiers, if it's something significant on the game, then for in-play cards it sometimes is worth it. Sometimes you can get really good value for players who you in the Premier League you wouldn't get. I'll give you an example. So say like someone like Dan Burn for England, because Dan Burn, like in the Prem you might get Dan Burn at the start of the game might be 3-1. For England against let's say a Serbia, like Dan Burn might be starting the game at like 8-1, 7-1. Well, so you can get value, but I would always be like, watch the game, keep an eye on the stats, and if it looks like something's come in, then have a go, rather than before the game going, I'm going to pick these three players, because I think you need to watch the game and then just go in on value. That's my view.
Yeah. Well, it's just remember that obviously I know it's slightly different, but remember that World Cup where I think it was a Qatar one where everyone was like 5-1 at the start of the game.
Yeah, like Casemiro, 5-1.
Yeah, you get like 2-1.
Like Casemiro, like sometimes I've seen Casemiro start the game as evens in the Premier League or 6-4. I'm like,
I think that was just before. Was he in the Prem then? Or even so, even when he was.
I remember he was 5-1 in one game, and I'm just like, what is going on here? But again, that's World Cup, not qualifier. But the same thing applies really. You can get some really good odds for players, but again, you have to make sure there's something on the game. So I think, is it the worst time to bet for me? I don't think it's the worst. I think it is. For me, in-play cards, I don't think it's the worst time to bet for in-play cards, because if you know what you're looking for, there's good value. But for accas, I would say it is one of the worst times to bet. What do you think?
No, I agree. Like obviously, like in play is all about the minute and the momentum, right? At that very second in time. So it's all very in the here and now. Obviously, for acca's, I think it's the worst time to bet. Shit value. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to be rested. Like for example, England might play, and then he could change his whole 11 for the next game. Like because we've got great strength in depth, and then it just doesn't click or doesn't gel well. Like even when was it playing Faroe Islands and we literally just like beat them 1-0 or something ridiculous like that because it just Zarkov's Faroe Islands changed the whole team. Like I know they're kind of it's probably a poor example, but if the full 11 was playing, you should be expecting to beat them 5 or 6-0. He's just completely changed it, and that probably would have been about 1. I wouldn't have put it on. Probably like 1 to 25. So I wouldn't have put it on, but you like that's a team some people might bet on. And it was only a stinky 1-0. Or you might put it on in advance going, -2 or -3 because you're expecting an absolute pounding. And then it's like a stinky, really stinky 1-0.
Yeah, and that's you just took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say, like I know some people that do the -1s, and I just don't like that market because, like you've just alluded to, England could go away somewhere like Andorra where you think you're going to win 6-0.
Oh, that was Andorra, not Faroe Islands.
And just get like a stinky 2-0 or a 1-0 or a. So I think for results it's really dicey. Do you ever get tempted to because obviously it's so like with internationals because it's so competitive in some games. Do you ever sort of have a little dabble where like the odds might be quite decent because it's two like decent-ish countries? Do you ever put on like risky ones where it's a bit competitive, or do you just steer clear completely? No,
I try to put on riskier countries. Obviously, again, but it's all about you got to be in that moment to look at who's playing, who's dropped out of the team. Like for example, like I said, like if someone like Sesko's not playing, do you know what I mean? That's a big miss for that team for their team. So, like obviously, then it increases the chances of the other team. So it's those kind of things I look at. But again, like just doing acca's. Like, that's why I prefer like doing a roller because then you can kind of roll it throughout the day, see who's playing, see who's being dropped, see what the team looks like, and then you just bet on based on that, and it's kind of more the kind of like your style of kind of in play-esque kind of.
Yeah. So just to sort of bring us back to the question then. So do you think it's the worst time to bet during international break for you? Is it the worst?
I wholeheartedly think for acca's the international break is the worst time to bet. As usual, guys, thanks for watching this week's episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and tell us what your thoughts. So I'm hoping for a better week over the internationals. Good luck to everyone.
Can't get any worse for you, mate, compared to the week that's just gone.
But no, good luck, guys, for the week ahead. And peace out.
Take care. Peace out, everyone.
And don't forget to tune in next week for Never Back the Early Kickoff. Thanks for watching. Follow us across socials for more. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please gamble responsibly. 18+.